Welcome and welcome to the session. We are hopefully now today in the last part of this book, Creative Transformation. I hope you've had a good time at Deepavali. Let's resume from where we had left off. We had finished up to page 44. So page 45, there is a heading, Service. A new section is beginning on service. Service develops the power within you. So, interesting way that Master is talking about service. First of all, I hope you understand what Master means by when he says service. The definition of service, in general, one can say, not in a strict formal way, but in a conversational way. Service is when we do things that help other people and we do not expect anything in return. So two things. Number one, we do something that helps the other person, and secondly, we expect nothing in return. Yeah. So then it becomes true service. And one may think, somebody who's generally unaware of the spiritual principles, उसको हो सकता है लगे कि okay, if I will do service, then I will get depleted, I will lose money. If you do tithing, my money will go. If I do some actions, my energy will go. I'll get tired. My mind will be used up. But as we will see in the chapter, that is not so. It may seem so, but it is not so. We will actually become more powerful. And that is what Master is hinting at when he says service develops the power in you. Okay, page 47. If one leads a simple life, one can help other people. This, I think, Master is giving guidance to people who say, oh, but I would like to do service, but I don't have the time. If you don't have time, it means that we are filling our life with too many inessential or non-essential activities. Because those are the things that make life complicated. We end up wasting time, energy, maybe money, maybe mental force, our mental energy. So that's what Master is saying is keep your life simple and focus on what the purpose of life is, which is spiritual development. And service is an important part. If you are aware of the Arhatic path, then this is pillar 4. Arhatic yoga has 5 pillars. One of the pillars is service and tithing, really. So, this is a Master, has this habit of saying simple but very deep, very profound, very practical things like this sutra. When you have developed your solar plexus, you do something because you are paid to do it. When you have developed your heart, you do service. Both are important because you must live a balanced life. The law of nature requires balance. So we are, I think, aware solar plexus, is where the self-interest, me, that is centered. And the heart, when the heart is developed, we, out of our love for other people, we want to help them, we want to do things for them. And, if you remember the definition of service, doing things for others that help others, and we expect nothing in return. And, when Master says balance, he often gives the example of a bird. A bird has two wings, and the two wings must be in balance. Otherwise, the bird will not be able to fly properly. So it's like that, self-interest and the desire to do service. They both need to be in balance. Yeah. And I think in this way, Master Choa is somewhat unique, where he says that you must have a balance between both. Let's go on. Good deeds and good actions become physicalized when you do service. So this is a straightforward line. You see, when your heart chakra is big, you have a lot of goodwill. The desire to do good things is there. But until we act it out, until we put it into practice, it is just desire. So good deeds and good actions here will become physicalized when we put them into action. So you may sit and think, oh, I wish there was no hunger in the world. But when you actually give food to people who don't have food, then you are physicalizing that desire. Sutra, next sutra, as you do service and as you help, you are entitled to receive help. So this is, we are aware of the law of karma. आप जो करोगे वो आपको वापस मिलेगा. आप दूसरों को मदद करोगे, you are entitled to receive help. है ना? You are creating the karmic entitlement. By the way, if you do service because you want to be helped, it is no longer service, because service by definition means you expect nothing in return, not even good karma. Interesting? Okay, let's go on. Doing service develops the heart. So they are like interconnected. Because you have a big heart, you want to do service, but as you do service, your heart becomes heart. Of course, when you say heart, it's not the physical heart. The heart chakra becomes bigger. Love is good, but without power, nothing happens. Love combined with power manifests as service. So again, goodwill and the will to do good. Love means goodwill. Yes, I wish there was no hunger in the world. And then when you add power, you say, okay, what can I do? It transforms into will to do good. What can I do to help other people? So, by the way, our society, the Pranic Healer Society of Jaipur, we have this ongoing program. I think it's been going on for 8 years now. We call it the Will to Do Good program. Every month, at least one NGO we locate, we study, and then we provide help to them. So we are not directly, for example, food. We are not directly providing food to the hungry, but we are helping NGOs who may provide food to the hungry. Similarly, clothing, education, etc., etc. So time to time, if you are in the group, our Better Life with Pranic Healing group, you will see messages, and I invite you to participate. To render service means for the student or chela to be useful. You understand chela? Chela is the Hindi or Sanskrit word for student, follower. So, when master says service means to be useful, then what he's telling us is that there are endless possibilities and options and ways in which we can be of service. It is not limited to one or two or some few ways. So you can find your own way, your own method of being of service to other people. Right? So master gives very I hope you agree कि master चोहा जो है बड़ी practical advice देते हैं. He doesn't give like just theoretical advice. बिल्कुल he makes things very practical. Okay, page 48. Let's read the first two sutras together. Doing service accelerates spiritual development. It is a faster way to develop than meditating alone in the mountains. Think of ways to do service. If you do not serve, you do not grow. By serving, you will grow spiritually, mentally, and financially. So this is like the biggest motivation to serve. You will grow spiritually. I was talking about it that you may think, oh, if I do service, if I do tithing, I will lose my money. I will, get depleted in energy, etc., etc. But law of karma is what? You will gain many times over. It will come back to you, and it will come back to you with a multiplication effect. You give 100 rupees, you get 1,000 rupees, something like that. But again, a reminder, don't do service because of that. So what master is telling us in these two sutras is that service and spiritual development, accelerated spiritual development, are closely interconnected. Shall we go on? Service together with meditation is one of the fastest ways to achieve illumination. Illumination again is like a higher stage of spiritual development. Yeah. What is the purpose of having big chakras? To do service. When you do service, it is like giving your chakras muscles. The greater your service, the greater your spiritual development. So now master is relating or telling us how chakra size, or big chakras and service are interrelated or interconnected. You see, if you are aware that to build muscles, you have to do two things. You have to consume protein and you have to do exercise. If you just eat protein, your body doesn't become muscular. Similarly, you may do meditation, you may do spiritual practices, religious practices. Your head chakras will become bigger, but I have healed people who had very, very large head chakras and it caused them problems. So when I scanned them, I found that their energy body was like this. Upper chakras very big, lower chakras very small. So I would advise them, you please devote at least 1 hour, 2 hours every day to serve, and not just give money, but you go and serve people. You interact with people, do something for them, not just give money. So then what happens is that chakras may have a lot of energy, but they are not muscular. They don't have strength. And when you do service, they become muscular and they can now, the energy flow improves. So instead of an aura like this, your aura will be like this and it will keep growing like this. Yeah. If this, I am hoping to finish the book today. If there are any questions or anything you would like to discuss more, please put in a message or something. So let's read the next three sutras together. Right now, you are a small boat. One day, you are going to become a carrier. Carrier, I think Master is talking about an aircraft carrier, the really large ship. So it means that you have to do more service. It doesn't make sense having a big, big boat and nothing inside. It doesn't make sense having super big chakras, so much energy, and there's hardly any output. There has to be output. Small chakras carry a small load. Bigger chakras are like a bigger cargo ship. They carry bigger responsibilities. A big ship is meant to carry a lot of cargo. To develop big chakras without doing service is of no use. Use your big chakras to do something productive. This is service. So, essentially the same as what we talked about in the previous sutra, that bigger, you know, bigger chakras means you must use the energy. And if you use it sensibly, which means you apply it to service, you will find that your spiritual development will become accelerated. So they are sort of, intertwined. You do spiritual practice, your chakras become bigger. Your chakras become bigger, you do service, it gives you even more energy. So they are like interconnected or interrelated, interdependent. Service is a manifestation of your spiritual growths. When you do service, your energy level increases. You become a channel. The more you do service, the more you become empowered. You see, again, talking about how service and spiritual development are interrelated. In the beginning, you come on the spiritual path. For example, Arahatic Yoga, Master says, okay, pillar 4, you must do service and tithing. You start doing it. As you start doing it, it accelerates your spiritual development. As your spiritual development accelerates, you are no longer doing it because Master has told you. You are doing it because it comes naturally to you, because now it has become a part of your personality. You want to do service, you want to tithe. You cannot accept that there are people in the world who don't have food or don't have clothing or this and that. Are you understanding? So that is how they are interconnected. You will automatically do more service. And you see, okay, we will talk about it in a little bit. There's another point related to this. So the next sutra, if you want to pay off your negative karma fast, do service and tithe. So again, very practical advice. If there are serious difficulties in life, yeah, and especially to the extent where they are coming in the way of your spending time on your sadhana, on your spiritual practices. You have to understand there is past karma which is causing these blockages. And what do you do? What Master is saying, the one way to pay off, or the fastest way to pay off, or the best way to pay off your past negative karma is by indulging, by dedicating yourself to service and tithing. It will make life easier, but hopefully now you are sensible and you use the life becoming easier to progress spiritually. Yeah, not to waste time. Service and tithing are avenues through which the soul manifests itself. You see, now you have to understand that at the level of the soul, the higher soul, it is the at the level of its consciousness, there is oneness. There is no separation. So, service, as in doing something to others, it is just a form of expression for the soul, because for the soul there is no other. It is only, it is just many replications or many instances of the same me. So I am doing to myself or I am doing to others, it's the same thing, because there is no separation. There is no sense of ki I am different from the other souls. Are you understanding? This may seem like a paradox. So then I will recommend you to read Master's book, The Existence of God is Self-Evident. Yeah. Okay. Let's come to the last sutra. If you want to grow spiritually, do service, service, service. And of course, meditate. So this is Master's final advice, his mantra for life. Make service an integral part of your life. Integrate it into the purpose of your life. Somewhere, I think in his autobiography, Master has said that the purpose of spiritual development is not to enjoy that state of, bliss and so on. It is to be of greater service. So as we develop, our level of service should increase. Our quantum of service should increase. Yeah. So that is how Master has taught us this, and that is how we need to take it. And there can be endless forms of service. It's not limited. It is not restricted. You can, anything where you are helping other people and you expect nothing in return, that is service. Yeah. So think about it. How can you, and I am sure you will find some way, no matter what your circumstances are, every day something to do where you are helping someone else and expect nothing in return. Maybe just healing, maybe just blessing. Yeah. So please do think about it, because, let me try to share my thoughts from a different perspective. You are aware that there is a divine plan. And you're also aware that there are super powerful beings, maybe not in body, who are there to ensure that the divine plan is successful. Now, if you become aligned with the divine plan, one way is that you are contradicting the divine plan, the way you live your life. The other is you come on the divine path. You come on the path of aligning with the divine plan. Now, these great beings, you think they will be happier with you if you align yourself, or they don't care? Of course they care. They are looking for people who will help them manifest the divine plan. So, are they more likely to help you, or are they not likely to help you? I think the answer is obvious. So, but again, that should not be the reason why you are helping other people. As soon as there is a reason, you expect something in return, well, it is no longer pure service. Then a little impurity comes into it. Same thing with devotion. You go to the temple, you say, sit in front of the deity and you say, oh, give me this and give me that and solve this problem for me, do this. Well, it's not pure devotion. It is, what should I say, an impure form of devotion. So same thing with service. Service means do things to help other people that help other people and you expect nothing in return. And I think most of us live in India, or at least a few of us live in India. India, we have so many opportunities to help other people. So please, 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 every day think of at least one thing or something you can do that will help, that will allow you to help other people. Yeah. So we've come to the end of this book. Thank you so much for having being a part of this journey. Next, we will start with the book on life. I forget experiencing being. Yeah, the book on Master's Golden Lotus Sutra on life. We will start with that from the next session, which is on Wednesday. So we will. I take your permission to end the session here. Of course, we will do the healing after.